Have you ever wondered why you feel jealous? Jealousy is a common human emotion, as universal as love or anger, yet it's often so much more complex. We're taught to believe that jealousy is bad, that we shouldn't feel it, that it's a sign of weakness. But what if we looked at jealousy as a messenger? What if instead of pushing it down or judging ourselves for it, we could learn to understand its message? We'll explore its root causes, delve into its psychological underpinnings, and most importantly, equip you with practical strategies to manage and overcome it. Often, jealousy begins with a whisper of insecurity within us. It's that nagging voice that questions our worth, our lovableness, our place in the world. When we harbor self-doubt, we become more susceptible to jealousy's grip. Imagine a young artist brimming with talent who constantly compares herself to more established artists. She sees their success, their recognition, and a seed of jealousy is planted. This isn't about lacking ambition, it's about that internal struggle, that fear that maybe, just maybe, she's not good enough. This insecurity can manifest in our relationships too. A partner who feels insecure in their connection might experience jealousy when their loved one spends time with others. It's not necessarily about a lack of trust in the other person, but rather a lack of trust in their own worthiness of love and attention. At its core, jealousy often stems from a primal fear, the fear of loss. This fear isn't always about a tangible loss like losing a job or a possession. More often it's the perceived threat of losing something precious. A loved one's affection, our position within a social circle, or even our sense of identity. Imagine a tight-knit group of friends, their bond forged over years of shared experiences. Suddenly one friend starts spending more time with a new romantic partner. The others might experience a pang of jealousy, not necessarily because they dislike the new partner, but because they fear the potential loss of their friend's time, attention, and the dynamic they shared. We live in a culture obsessed with comparison. Social media, with its highlight reels and curated perfection, has amplified this to a deafening roar. It's hard to escape the barrage of images and stories showcasing seemingly perfect lives, perfect relationships, perfect bodies, and when we're constantly bombarded with these idealized versions of reality, it's easy to fall into the trap of comparison. Suddenly, our own lives, our own accomplishments, our own relationships can feel inadequate in comparison. We start to focus on what we lack, what we haven't achieved, and the green-eyed monster of jealousy rears its head. Jealousy, in its most extreme form, can morph into possessiveness, a desire to control and restrict our loved one's actions out of fear of losing them. While often mistaken for love, possessiveness actually stems from insecurity and a lack of trust, both in our partners and in ourselves. Imagine a couple deeply in love. One partner, driven by possessiveness, constantly checks the other's phone, restricts their social interactions, and becomes agitated when their partner spends time with friends. This behavior isn't rooted in love, it's fueled by a deep-seated fear of abandonment and a need to control the situation to alleviate their own insecurity. Possessiveness suffocates relationships. It creates an environment of distrust, resentment, and control, ultimately pushing away the very person we're trying to hold close. Our past experiences, particularly those involving betrayal, heartbreak, or loss, can leave deep emotional scars. These past wounds, even if seemingly healed, can make us more susceptible to jealousy in the present. It's like having an internal alarm system finely tuned to detect any potential threat that reminds us of past pain. Imagine someone who experienced infidelity in a previous relationship. While they deeply desire a trusting and loving partnership, the memory of that betrayal lingers, making them more sensitive to any perceived signs of unfaithfulness in their current relationship. This heightened sensitivity, while understandable, can lead to misinterpretations, overreactions, and a resurgence of jealousy. It's important to remember that our past does not have to define our present or dictate our future. From an evolutionary standpoint, jealousy has played a role in human survival and reproduction. In prehistoric times, resources were scarce and competition for mates and social status was fierce. Jealousy in this context served as an adaptive response, motivating individuals to protect their partners, their offspring, and their access to resources. For our ancestors, a jealous twinge might have prompted a hunter-gatherer to guard their mate more closely, ensuring the survival of their lineage. However, in today's world, where resources are more readily available and societal structures have evolved, the evolutionary benefits of jealousy are less clear-cut. Recognizing the evolutionary roots of jealousy can provide a sense of perspective. And the first step to overcoming any negative emotion is to acknowledge its presence. The same holds true for jealousy. Pretending it doesn't exist or trying to suppress it only gives it more power. Instead, try to approach this uncomfortable feeling with a sense of curiosity and self-compassion. Think of it this way. Jealousy is like a messenger delivering a message from the depths of our hearts. It's trying to tell us something about our needs, our fears, and our vulnerabilities. Instead of shooting the messenger, let's listen to what it has to say. What is this feeling trying to tell me? What need of mine is not being met? What am I afraid of losing? Jealousy doesn't strike randomly. It's often triggered by specific situations, people, or even thoughts. By identifying your personal triggers, you can start to anticipate these feelings and develop strategies to navigate them more effectively. Think of it like allergy season. You know that pollen triggers your allergies, so you take precautions to minimize your exposure and manage your symptoms. Start by reflecting on past experiences when you felt jealous. What were the circumstances? Who was involved? What thoughts were running through your mind? One of the most powerful weapons against jealousy is a strong sense of self-worth. When we feel good about ourselves, when we value our own unique qualities and accomplishments, we're less likely to feel threatened by the successes or possessions of others. Think of your self-esteem as a shield, deflecting the arrows of insecurity and comparison that fuel jealousy. Building self-esteem is an ongoing journey, not a destination. It's about cultivating self-compassion, practicing self-care, and celebrating your achievements, no matter how small they may seem. Start by identifying your strengths and talents. What are you good at? What do you enjoy doing? Make time for activities that bring you joy and allow you to shine. Jealousy thrives in silence. When we bottle up our feelings, allowing them to fester and grow, we create a breeding ground for resentment, suspicion, and misunderstanding. Open, honest communication is the antidote to this toxic brew. It allows us to express our feelings, address concerns, and strengthen our relationships. If you're struggling with jealousy in a romantic relationship, create a safe space for a heart-to-heart conversation with your partner. Choose a time when you're both calm and relaxed, and approach the conversation with a spirit of vulnerability and a desire for understanding, not blame. Jealousy often stems from a sense of lack, a feeling that we don't have enough, that we're missing out, that others have something we don't. Gratitude, on the other hand, is the antidote to this scarcity mindset. It's about shifting our focus from what we lack to what we have, from comparison to appreciation. When we cultivate gratitude, we train our minds to notice and appreciate the good in our lives, the blessings, big and small, that surround us each day. This shift in perspective can have a profound impact on our emotional well-being, reducing feelings of envy, resentment, and dissatisfaction. Start by incorporating a daily gratitude practice into your routine. In today's digital age, it's impossible to ignore the impact of social media on our emotions, especially when it comes to jealousy. The constant barrage of curated lives, perfectly filtered photos, and boastful updates can leave us feeling inadequate, envious, and disconnected from our own reality. If you find yourself scrolling through social media, comparing your life to others, and feeling a surge of jealousy, it might be time for a digital detox. Consider taking a break from social media for a few days, a week, or even longer. Use this time to reconnect with yourself, your passions, and the people you care about in the real world. When you do return to social media, do so with intention. In the whirlwind of modern life, it's easy to get swept away by our thoughts and emotions, especially those fueled by jealousy. Mindfulness and meditation offer a sanctuary, a space to cultivate awareness, observe our thoughts and feelings without judgment, and find a sense of inner peace. Mindfulness is about paying attention to the present moment without judgment. It's about noticing our thoughts, feelings, and sensations without getting carried away by them. When we practice mindfulness, we become more aware of our emotional patterns, including those related to jealousy, and we develop the ability to choose how we respond. Meditation, a formal practice of mindfulness, involves focusing our attention on a single point, such as our breath, a mantra, or an image. If you've tried to manage your jealousy on your own, but it continues to impact your relationships, your self-esteem, or your overall well-being, it might be time to seek professional help. A therapist can provide a safe and supportive space to explore the root causes of your jealousy, develop healthier coping mechanisms, and create a more fulfilling and joyful life. Therapy offers a unique opportunity to delve into the underlying issues that might be fueling your jealousy. A therapist can help you to identify and challenge negative thought patterns, process past experiences that might be contributing to your current emotional state, and develop healthier communication and relationship skills. Remember, seeking professional help is a sign of strength, not weakness. It takes courage to acknowledge when we need support and to reach out for guidance. Throughout this video, we've explored the intricate layers of jealousy, peeling back the mask of this often misunderstood emotion. We've learned that jealousy, while uncomfortable, is a common human experience, often rooted in insecurity, fear of loss, and the pressure to measure up. But more importantly, we've discovered that we're not powerless in the face of this green-eyed monster. By cultivating self-awareness, building self-esteem, fostering open communication, and seeking support when needed, we can navigate the challenges of jealousy with greater resilience and grace. Remember, overcoming jealousy is not a quick fix. It's a journey of self-discovery, compassion, and growth. It's about understanding our triggers, challenging negative thought patterns, and cultivating a deep sense of self-worth.